Hello and welcome to GrindslimeTV with me, your host Aaron. Now today I was going to do a video on a fantastic record, and I probably still will. Fuck it, let's do it while we're here anyway, shall we? Let's double this up. But I've got a little something afterwards as well to show you, because I may have let slip that I've got a one-man death metal thing that I do and I've been doing for years. And I was kind of hoping it would go over people's heads, but no, they've asked, and serves me right for bringing it up. I didn't really want to do that on this channel because I didn't really want to be that guy who just gets a thing going and then starts promoting himself. But I don't know. We'll see how I feel after doing this. So let's talk about this fantastic record that I've had spinning today whilst doing my thing. And it's always great to listen to when you're reading Lord of the Rings, which, as you all guys know, I'm doing again at the moment. Getting there as well. Oh, at the Council of Elrond at the moment. So good. Love it. So, let's talk a little bit about Boom, Writing Christ, Non-Serviam. Fantastic record. Look at that artwork. Whenever I see the front cover for Pan's Labyrinth, I always think of this record. Oh, what a cracker. I mean, bloody hell. Warfare of the Jackal, the title track, Where Mortals Have No Pride, just, Fifth Illusion, son. Just too much goodness all in one record. Look at that. Ooh-wee. Got a nice 9 tracks there. Very, very fancy, very, very fancy. Oh, Saturn on Lock, Heavy Sun. What a tune. Just tune after tune. Got a nice little yellow spine there as well, always like that. Comes with a lovely inlay. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. Nice fanciness going on there. And then you've got your lyrics on the back there as well. Nice and fancy. 8 songs you might have noticed, because one of them's an instrumental. But yeah. And inside, check this out. You get all these pictures and liner notes. All very fancy. Jim Mutilator right there. Fucking man, he is. Like in anything that guy touched back in the early 90s, well, 90s, sorry, genius. Oh, absolute, very underrated musician, Jim Mutilator. All this going on here as well. Look at them go. They're having a great time. Can't go wrong with this. Loads in there. I do like a big chunky booklet with info. It's like you get a nice little, you know, it's nice. You've got the big old weighty vinyl right here. Ooh, feels like a 180. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Oh, nice and fancy. Nice minimal kind of stuff going on. As you guys know, I love all that old school sort of minimal sort of look on things, you know, so all about that. It also came with this little catalogue as well inside it, which I thought, yeah, it's worth keeping. 30 years of Peaceville. Look, they got in some other stuff, like little titles and whatnot. Just a bit of history in it, you know what I mean? So I like to keep that living. But all in all, this is like definitely, I prefer Thy Mighty Contract, not by a lot though. Like if Thy Mighty Contract is a 10, and I think it's a 10, this is like a 9.8. And I don't know where those 0.2 points go, because there's certainly nothing wrong with this record. It's just, I don't know, Thy Mighty Contract just does it for me that little bit more. What about you guys when it comes to the older Writing Christ, those 2 albums? Because for me, like, I haven't heard anything by Writing Christ that is bad, like by any stretch. But the first 2 records, the Passage to Arcturo EP, you know, like those demos and stuff, I think those are all absolutely fantastic. I've also got Triarchy of Lost Lovers on CD, and that's a cool record, for sure. But I don't know, it felt like it just lost a little bit of that magic. And it wasn't quite as aggressive, and I'm not gonna, this isn't the most aggressive thing in the world, as most of you probably know. You know, it's nice and melodic, it's atmospheric, it's got some slow mystical, it's got a very sort of fantasy setting, you know, like it looks a lot like the artwork, you know. Throw a bit of mist in there and the bottom, like little tendrils of wisps and whatnot, and yeah, it'd be well away, it'd be bang on. You know what I mean? I always get that kind of mystical kind of feel from the old Greek, sort of Hellenic black metal, the early 90s. You know, like Varathron as well. You throw those guys in there. Oh, Thou Art Lord. Oh, forget about that first album of Thou Art Lord. Woo! Naughty. That early stuff by Sam I.L. God damn. I don't know what to tell you. But, oof, non-Serviam right here. I mean, you can definitely hear more of the Iron Maiden influences on this album, I think, than you can on... They're not, like, absent on Thy Mighty Contract by any stretch. But they're just a little bit more there on this one. And it's really cool, you know, because what I love about this is that it's not just the same album, you know, it is... You can tell it's Rotten Christ. It's like that sort of trademark sound, but it has its own little sort of characteristics that just... You know, it's probably a pinch more synthy as well. I just feel like they got the balance perfect on the first one, and it's not out of whack on here. You know what I mean? Because this is the problem. A lot of the time, I find, especially on YouTube, and like I'll get comments sometimes where I'll be like, people will say to me like, "Oh, what do you prefer out of, let's say, Hell Awaits or Rain in Blood?" And I'll say, you know, Rain in Blood, perhaps, depending on what mood I'm in, but as a rule of thumb, you know, Rain in Blood. And then people will be like, "So why don't you like Hell Awaits?" It's like, I love Hell Awaits. Well, because it's not my favourite one. Doesn't mean I don't like it. You know, because I just want to make sure that's right. Don't get it twisted. I don't think this is as good as Thy Mighty Contract, but this is still a masterpiece. It's fantastic. I love it. I could not be without it. Absolutely wicked album. So if you want to get in on that electric kit, standard tuning, synth pad, sort of aggressive vocals and passion, and just straight up excellent songwriting with ghosties, wood ghosts, then mate, Rotting Christ, you could do a lot worse. Now, we've gone 7 minutes on about that. Let's have a look at a couple of the releases I've put out. And these are the only 2 official releases I've put out in the... right, how long have I been doing this for? Because I've had other stuff out. I've put out, like, you know, independent stuff. As far as official releases go, I've got this one, which was released through Grindfather Productions. Shout out to my boy Yutsik. This is a few years ago now. And there's a little bit of story behind this, is that I didn't put out music for a long time. You know, the first official release I put out was in 2015. And like I said, I've been in bands and projects where I've put stuff out independently, you know, just DIY style. But this was one of those things where I put that first record out, and then I had all sorts of, like, I was going through a lot of mental issues at the time. I still am, as a lot of you will know. I've got some pretty big mental health issues. You know, I won't go into detail because no one needs to be bummed out. It's Sunday. No one needs that. And why do you think I picked Rotting Christ? You know, it's Sunday. But, you know, so I just didn't put any music out for ages. And I kept trying to write music, and I thought none of it was good enough. I basically overthought it, you know, and I just wanted to fucking just go into obscurity and just vanish from it all. And then one day I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to make some music, and I'm going to put it out there and just see what happens. And would you know it, people actually kind of liked it. Yutsik from Grindfather Productions gracefully said, I can put that out on tape if you want. And I said, I don't mind if you do. You do what you got to do. And that is my little one-man band, Unmerciful Terror. A little bit of grindcore there for you. 5 songs in just as many minutes. Got the whole sort of thing going on there. Look at the track listings, the boom sessions. Yeah, it says on Metal Archives that this is an EP, but I mean it's technically a demo, but I don't care. Some guy put it up on there, and it was I don't know, it's kind of cool. Just like seeing my name on there, and just suddenly being like, oh, someone's listed Unmerciful Terror on here and whatnot. And so it's kind of cool that there are people out there who, you know, care about this shit. You know, it's warming, heartwarming. Oh yes. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to say wholesome because you can't use that word wrong enough as it fucking is. So, I hate today's generation so much. I'm at that age now where I'm allowed to hate. today's generation, you know, like, ooh, you but yeah, say diabolical all you want. That's a great word. But when you see a kangaroo eating nuts, that's not wholesome. So anyway, now this didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to, because it got to the point where I think it was 2023 that I put this out. At the beginning of the year, I said, I'm going to put a release out this year. I'm going to make it happen. I don't care. And of course, it got to the point where I didn't. And I think it got to like the 28th of like, or 29th of December or something. And I was like, oh, never did that, did you? And I was just like, you know what? I am going to do it. So in the space of a few days, I just threw some riffs and drum beats together and did some vocals over it. But the vocals turned out terrible, I have to say. I was ill. I hadn't done vocals in a while. You know, I had that whole sort of thing going on in my throat, and my voice on here just sounds broken. But I thought, no, I'm putting it out anyway. I said I'm going to put it out, and I fucking did. Before the new year was out. And then, wouldn't you know it, a month or two later, old Yutsic's like, come on, Aaron, mate, I'll put that out for you. Because he's a geezer. So thank you, Yutzik, Unmerciful Terror, the Boom Sessions, whole thing's up on YouTube. You can go listen to it, come back and tell me how terrible it sounds. Trust me, I know. But here's what it is. I also did a follow-up to this, but it was digital only. I mean, if anyone wants to put it out, feel free, you know. Get that bootleg on the go, who gives a shit? But that was more of a sludgy doom sort of thing. So I sort of went from one extreme to the next. This is like very short grindcore songs, and that's 2 songs that are about 15 minutes altogether. Very down tuned, very. So I thought, fuck it, you know, threw it together. Now, before that, and this is I'm really proud of this release because it's a very underground release. Not a lot of people have heard it, but for those who are in the know, it's cool, you know. And that is a split I did with Mastectomy, Hate Inclination, and Numbered with the Transgressors. It's called Gutted by One Man, and it was my my little project on there, Bonesaw Lobotomy. That's my logo at the top. There's the other bands there, and there we are. This was put out by Rotten Music. Great label, fantastic label. And who wants to see a picture of young Aaron from yeah, so this was recorded and mastered by Aaron in July 10th to the 21st of 2014 at the Home Studio. Really? Here I am. Oh, I'm so fresh-faced. I didn't have glasses back then. Ooh. Got me a skinless hoodie on there, look. There's the other guys. Their Mastectomy smashed it on this split as well. A lot of my friends were like, oh, Aaron, you're the best one on there. No, sorry. But you've got Mastectomy on your split. You know who the best is. I mean, that guy's got... He just pumps out records and they're all cushy. You've got Hate Inclination over there. He's a happy chap. You look at me trying to look all serious. Oh, I'm in a death metal band, yeah? I'm cool. Don't look at me. Fucking mug. But yeah, we'll go on there. Oh, well, and there's Number with the Transgressors there. Very cool stuff. Cool stuff. All the bands sound different. That's what I really liked about it. And they all bought 4 songs each. I only bought 3. I know. Ridiculous. There's the CD there, look. Rotten Music. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. And that was only his... Yeah, that was Chris from Rotten Music's only 8th release back then. Now he's on like... I don't know what one he's on, but... Yeah, and a couple of the songs on here are up on YouTube. And this is CD. It's still available. You know, barely anyone's bought it. So you can find it wherever. You know, just go to Google, type in Gutted by One Man, Bonesaw Lobotomy, and just take your pick. And they're all like super cheap as well. In fact, you can get this straight from Rotten Music on his website, or if you're in the States, Severed Records, they've got this on their store as well. So really easy to pick up. You know, this is almost sort of one man brutal slam kind of stuff, but there's some grind stuff in there as well. You know, I like those D beat kind of riffs that you hear like regurgitating stuff. So there's a lot of that going on as well. But yeah, so that's one of my other ones. It's one I'm really proud of. And then before I actually got to this one, I think I did like 2 songs and recorded them. No, I did 1 song at first. Sorry, I did a song on YouTube that I just uploaded, And I was just like, yeah, I got that out of my system. And then a bunch of people were just like, oh, cool, you're back. And I was like, oh, people still remember apparently. So I put out another song, it was like a 2-track demo that I put out in like 2022 maybe. I just threw out there. And again, that's digital only, but it sounds very different. I was going through a bit of a, I don't know, just wanted to put something else out there and thought, oh, fuck it, can't be, I'll start a new band. I'll just put it under Bonesaw Lobotomy. And yeah, went out there and people enjoyed it to a point. But if I was to put anything else out by Bonesaw Lobotomy, and I am thinking about it, it would probably go more towards this older, brutal kind of stuff that, you know, that I'm into, as you know. I've also got a little black metal project on the go, but that's all very hush-hush at the minute, because there's stuff that's written for it, but nothing's recorded yet or anything, but I can keep you guys updated on that if you want. Like I said, I don't want to make this channel all about me, you know, because, well, I just love music, you know. I just like sharing. But, yeah. Gutted by one man, Bonesaw Lobotomy, Unmerciful Terror, the Boom Sessions. If you like grind, you may enjoy this. If you like slam and brutal death metal and stuff, you'll probably enjoy this. But definitely check out those Mastectomy songs. All the guys on here did really well, but Mastectomy, they took it. They're like, fuck it hell, you know. Throw that on, just raw. So that's it from me today. Have a happy Sunday, and I'll catch you fellas all later. And you ladies as well. Make yourselves known in the comment boxes. Only Heather ever comments. And I don't even know if that's a bird. Could be some geezer with a funny name. So get in there, people. Have a good one. And I'll catch you on the flip side.